Hey everyone, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Justin, and I'm so sorry I've been MIA lately. I know there's been so much to talk about in Leafs Nation recently. The Bieber Truehouse jerseys dropped, the trade deadline passed where we got Blackwell and Giordano. So much Leafs news, and I should have been making videos about that. I really wanted to, but at the same time, my personal life has just been absolutely crazy, hectic, stressful with work. So I've been really preoccupied, and I do apologize for that. But I wanted to hop on today and talk about last night's game versus the Bruins. In particular, I want to talk about the Taylor Hall situation with Ilya Lyubushkin. It was announced today that Taylor Hall gets a $5,000 fine for roughing. And yeah, I've got a bit of an issue with that. Now, I want to make sure that during this entire video, I make it very clear the context of this conversation. Where am I coming from? I'm not coming from the position that what Taylor Hall did was so egregious that he needs to be kicked out of the league or suspended for X amount of time. I don't want to be coming across that way. What I do want, and I don't think that this is a Leafs perspective, it's a league-wide perspective. Every single fan I've seen commenting on it. We need consistency from the Department of Player Safety, from the NHL, from referees. Consistency, which means if you set a standard early in a season, you maintain that standard for the remainder of the season. Now, the examples that I'm going to use here are largely based on Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm sorry, I'm a Leafs fan. That's what I'm familiar with. Auston Matthews got a 2-game suspension for cross-checking Rasmus Dahlin. He absolutely deserved that suspension. 100%. Auston Matthews irresponsibly got his stick up on Dahlin, hit him in the head. It's a dangerous play. He got suspended for it. Fine. All right. When the Department of Player Safety announced that suspension, what did they deem it for? Well, it was retaliatory. He was going at it with Rasmus Dahlin, and obviously his actions were in retaliation to Dahlin roughing him up. He did not intend to get his stick in Dahlin's head. I do believe that. However, he was careless and his actions were dangerous. He got the stick up. So even though it wasn't intentional, he did hit him in the head. And while there was no injury in the play, it was still dangerous and retaliatory. Ilya Lyubushkin hit Taylor Hall from behind yesterday. It was a penalty, for sure. It was not called. It should have been called. It should have been a board. There was a penalty earlier in the game on the Bruins for a board in a similar play. I don't think that was a suspension hit. I don't think it was, but I do think it was a penalty for sure. Taylor Hall gets up and out of retaliation, deliberately punches Ilya Lyubushkin in the face. A sucker punch from behind. So, we've got a play that's in retaliation to the hit laid by Lyubushkin. We've got an intentional contact with the head, whereas Auston Matthews was unintentional. And Lyubushkin was injured and did not return to play, potentially facing a concussion, needed help getting off the ice. People are saying that he dove. He didn't return. The Leafs only had 4 defensemen for half of the game. You think they wouldn't brought him back if he was okay to play? He was injured. So we've got a play, again, retaliation, deliberate hit to the head, caused injury. No suspension. $5,000 fine. So why the hell did Auston Matthews get suspended? He deserved it. But now, in hindsight, what the hell did you give him the suspension for? And then earlier in the season, Brad Marchand punched Tristan Jarry in the head. What did he get? 3, 5 games? Something like that. He got a suspension for punching Tristan Jarry. No injury on the play. Wasn't even out of retaliation. It was something that Jarry said that upset Marchand, so he was up to his usual antics. And he got an elevated suspension because it's Brad Marchand. He's got a history. But he got a suspension for punching a player in the head. No injury. Ilya Lyubushkin got punched in the head, which caused injury, and there's no suspension. Jason Spezza earlier this season got a 6-game suspension for a dirty hit on Neil Pionk. That dirty hit was out of retaliation, again, from a missed call from a ref. Like the Lyubushkin hit. It's a missed call by the ref. They call that hit. Hall probably doesn't get up and punch Lyubushkin in the face. They don't call the hit. He gets up, out of retaliation, makes the punch. Jason Spezza's dirty play out of retaliation for a missed call caused him 6 games, a 6-game suspension. Taylor Hall gets nothing. $5,000. So in 2 retaliatory plays from the Toronto Maple Leafs this year, Matthews and Spezza, we're looking at a collective 8-game suspension. Neither of those plays caused injury. Pionk came back in that game. Dahlin came back in that game. Lyubushkin left the game. Lyubushkin could be out for some time. $5,000 fine. Again, the context is important here. People are going to say it wasn't that egregious. What about the hit? All that. My point is, where is the damn consistency? The Department of Player Safety is an embarrassment and a joke. You set a standard, you maintain that standard. No bias. Don't use any bias. I'm trying not to here. Marchand didn't deserve the suspension that he got for his punch on Jari. I'll say that. He didn't deserve it, but he got it. And he got it because they were setting a standard and following through. And then they just decide not to in this instance. I don't get it. It drives me nuts. They need to figure out a system that sets some sort of consistency, sets accountability, sets a standard, because they don't have it right now, and the league looks like a joke, and this is why the NHL suffers and struggles against all other major leagues. They do not do it right. Come at me. I don't care. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. I'm open to having a conversation here. I want to hear other perspectives. If you think I'm wrong, tell me. Don't be mean about it. I'm not trying to be mean about my perspective. I just think that it's ridiculous, and the league needs to be consistent amongst all teams, not just the Leafs. It's not a Leafs perspective. But tell me your opinion. I want to hear it. So thank you so much for watching this video, hearing my take. Again, let me know yours. If you agree with me, let me know as well. Love hearing that. So in the meantime, it was a great win. Leafs are coming off of some really good wins against some really tough opponents. So I'm happy where they're at. Let's keep it going. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.